So you're trying to buy a house in Daviess County and, man, it feels impossible, right? Every time a good one pops up, it seems like it's gone in the blink of an eye. Well, we're going to crack open the latest market report from December 2025 and turn all that complicated data into a straightforward buyer's guide. Let's jump in. Okay, let's just cut right to the chase. The report tells us the most important thing right up front. This one sentence is the key to understanding everything else. It's a tight seller's market with very limited inventory. So what in the world does that actually mean for you, boots on the ground, trying to find a place? Here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll get our heads around the big picture. Then we'll dig into why it's so crazy competitive right now. We're calling it the Great Inventory Squeeze. After that, we'll see what you can actually buy, what you'll probably pay, and finally, the most important part. We'll lay out a game plan to help you succeed.
All right, Section 1, the big picture. Before you can play the game, you've got to understand the rules in the playing field. So what are we dealing with here?
It all boils down to classic supply and demand. In a seller's market, you've got way more people looking for homes than there are homes for sale. It's that simple. And that means the sellers are in the driver's seat. They have all the leverage because they've got the one thing everybody's fighting for.
So that brings us to Section 2. Okay, it's a seller's market, we get it. But why? What's the engine driving all this competition? Well, it all comes down to what we're calling the Great Inventory Squeeze. Let's look at the actual numbers. This number, 1.79, is honestly the most important number in the entire report. It's the month's supply of inventory. Basically, it means that if not a single new house was put up for sale, every single available home in the county would be sold in just under 2 months. A normal, balanced market has 5 or 6 months of supply. So, yeah, we are in a serious shortage. And here's the kicker. It's getting worse, and it's getting worse fast. Just in the last month, the number of homes for sale dropped by a jaw-dropping 35%. I mean, think about that. Over a third of the options for buyers just, poof, disappeared in 30 days.
And this isn't some weird one-month fluke. If we zoom out and look at the whole year, we're down 31% from this time last year. So if you've been feeling like it's gotten way harder to find a house lately, you're not imagining things. The data backs you up completely.
So here's the bottom line. Think of it like a grocery store, where almost all the shelves are empty. The second a store clerk puts a new box of cereal out, what happens? Everyone makes a mad dash for it. That is the Daviess County housing market right now. The pressure is intense, and being fast isn't just a good idea, it's absolutely essential.
Okay, we get it. There's not much out there. But what about the homes that are available? In Section 3, we're going to peel back the onion on the listings and see what your real options look like. Now, this little table is really telling. Check out the price difference. The brand new listings are coming on the market with a median price of about $250,000, but the median for all active listings is almost $265,000. That's a huge clue. It suggests that the newest homes hitting the market might actually be where you'll find the best value. And this just shows you the speed of the game. It takes a median of 46 days for a house to get an offer accepted. But then look, it only takes another 3 days to officially close and come off the market entirely. The lesson for you as a buyer is clear. Once you get that yes from the seller, you better be ready to sprint to the finish line. And that leads us to the question everybody really wants the answer to. Section 4, the bottom line. With all this insane competition, what are people actually paying for these houses?
At first glance, this chart might be a little confusing. You see list prices up in the $250,000 to $265,000 range, but the median sold price is all the way down at $215,000. Now, does that mean sellers are giving huge discounts? No, probably not. What's likely happening is that more of the lower-priced homes sold this past month, and that pulled the average down. It's more about the mix of what's sold. To see what's really going on with negotiations, we have to look a little deeper.
Let's just focus on this number, $215,000. This is your anchor. This is your reality check. You might see all kinds of crazy asking prices out there, but this is the midpoint of what deals are actually closing at. This is the benchmark you need to keep in mind. So, how much wiggle room do you really have to negotiate? Well, not a lot. This chart tells the story perfectly. On average, sellers are walking away with 97.57% of their original asking price. For a $250,000 house, that's a discount of only about $6,000. The days of haggling for a massive bargain are, for now, over.
And that's the real takeaway here. Your entire strategy has to shift. Trying to come in with a lowball offer is just a waste of time. It won't even get a response.
You've got to come in with a strong, smart offer that's really close to what they're asking if you want to have a fighting chance.
Okay, we've gone through all the data, we understand the challenges, it sounds pretty tough. But now, let's get to the most important part. Section 5, your game plan. How do you take all this info and actually use it to win?
The report actually gives us a super clear 4-step playbook. Number 1, act quickly. Number 2, work with an agent. Number 3, stay informed. And number 4, evaluate multiple properties.
And when you think about it, each step makes perfect sense. You have to be quick because the good stuff goes fast. You need a great buyer's agent, not just to open doors, but to help you craft a winning strategy. You have to stay on top of the data so you're making decisions with your head, not just your heart. And finally, by looking at lots of properties, you'll know a real opportunity when you see.
So we'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. Everything we've seen tonight screams that you need to move at lightning speed. But buying a house is one of the biggest decisions you're ever going to make. So the ultimate puzzle for every buyer in Daviess County right now is this. How do you balance that absolute need for speed with your personal need to be certain you're making the right choice?